G'day and good evening, everyone. Welcome again to tonight's official coverage of the Asrnz 2022 GT3 Season 1 Series. We are here again Thursday night, round 2. It's again brought to you by SJS, and tonight again we have multi-championship winning JB in the house. How you doing, bro? Stop it.
I'm good, thanks, Davo. Pleasure to be here. Good to see everybody tuning in again on this live stream here. Awesome. Round 2.
Yes, Nurburgring, round two, live to Twitch, and yeah, lots to talk about, hasn't it? After only just like one round, my friend.
I know. Isn't it? There's a lot of stories that we've learnt from the shakedown, and that as that first round has played out from last week. Oh my goodness, we're into an enduro, Davo.
We're in round 2, Nurburgring.
Yeah. So.
Not only an enduro, but it's night time. But so there's some challenges here. There's a few little intricacies in the the format of the race. Compulsory pit stop, a little bit of fuel, blah 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 blah. But let's have a quick look at the points after round 1. JB, no doubt you have that sitting in front of you, my friend.
Yeah, well, after that first round, being the sprint round, they used a cumulative point system, and the man that came out on top with two wins, Jake McKellar. Clearly,
nice work.
No surprises to see him at the top there. Second place, Luke Crompton. And third, Nick Mckindo. Gunter Rowe, good showing there to keep himself inside that top 5. So he's 4th. Maxwell Hawkins keeps himself in 5th. Great showing there. Promoted late in the piece there with a podium through post-race penalties at Craig Stoney.
There was a penalty for Stoney, that's right.
So that's bumped him
unfortunately for Stoney.
Ashley, great to see him inside the 10. Steve Wilton.
Solid effort. Steve Wilton as well. Solid effort, because we made last week, we saw him start nearly at the back of the pack.
And he did. He came right through to 5th.
Right through.
Amazing drive from Farmer there.
Yeah, so nice work.
Craig Stoney and Mudgee in 9th, and Tom Satherley, and rounding out that top 10 there. So good to see all those boys, banking some good solid results over that combined sprint round, and really paying off for them. Surprised to see a few of the other big hitters down the list there, but some of the new guys, Mike King, new guy here. He's finished in 15th equal there with Kenny Simpson, so that's a great showing for Mike there. Do that, get up there.
Oh, for sure, and up and down through the field, we've seen some of the heavy hitters actually down the back. So even these new guys are, they're racing around some. Some good solid performers with some serious history here at Asrnz. We've only been around for a few years, but you only got to look at the list of winning drivers, and there's some pretty bloody solid performers out there, mate. So,
that's right. And
you included.
Some of these guys, they're specialists in all sorts of areas.
For sure.
Some will suit sprint rounds, some will suit be better equipped for enduros. So, a different ball game tonight, Davo. Long run, lot more concentration. No rests this time.
Oh, no.
15 minutes.
No breaks. No breaks for us either, remember, my friend. So, it's got to keep hydrated. So
we can do that. Good.
We can do that. So the boys now in qualifying, we actually got the cameras on Steve Crossland. I just noticed him run off into the sand there.
Now they have an 8-minute qualifying session.
Oh yes,
now,
yes, they do.
It's you think 8 minutes is a fair bit of time, but on a nearly 2-minute lap, you're really only going to get 1 out lap and at best 3 flying laps. So.
There's not a lot of time.
They've got to deal with 26 drivers on track to find space as well. So
at least. Now we've got to mention. I think we've got a couple of guys back. I think Bear Grylls, one of them.
Yes, welcome back, Bear. Good to see you. I know he had some PC issues.
He's had some PC and some health issues, so good to see Bear back on track.
88 BMW.
Very nice. Oh, good choice of car, I think, for there.
Yep, that'll serve him well. Good solid car.
We see Kenny, obviously back this week. Didn't do too bad last week. Josh Vedigar.
Josh Vedigar, yeah, so big name there, Josh. Multiple champion. I think, you know, if you look at Josh's stats, which we can talk about a little bit later.
Just go and have a look at the Wall of Fame, guys. There's links on the page.
That's right. And he's chosen to bring the Ferrari, so that's nice to see that car on track.
It is, because I think he's the only Ferrari in the field. So top effort. We love that. We love the long shot, so to speak, and the outside of there. So nice work, Josh, in the Ferrari. Also have a few new guys. Warren Powell, I think, is one.
Yeah, here we have Vaughan. He had a great showing coming in 23rd from his first round at Asrnz, so he'll be looking to get stuck in, and at the moment, you know, he's
in the Porsche.
Really good pace, really good speed, sitting there with good new gear coming, I do believe, as well. I've heard through the grapevine, upgraded to a bit of extra special stuff.
Oh, so. God, isn't that a wormhole?
What do we call it? Some jewellery, something like that.
But
we love it. Our wives hate it.
Yeah. As soon as you start getting involved in something serious like this, it always comes, and we love it. We love it when the boys upgrade, and there's nothing better than some new hardware. So we just the time starting to come across. I've just noticed Josh Vedigar on the top of that list of cars.
Yeah. 156.1 from Josh for his first lap pays Farmer Steve Wilton's time of a 156.8, so a good 8/10 quicker there for the first flying lap. And look, in their practice session, I think the fastest time we saw was a 156.5 from Glyn. So already hot pace from Josh there.
For sure. And I just noticed Glenn actually running across the line. Pops himself into second in the Bentley.
Yes.
Early days,
and already getting caught up with a little bit of traffic there too to deal with. And look, this is when some guys, they're gonna you know, have their own little blues in front of you, and it can cost you time on a flying lap. So tricky. It can,
as we just see Ash Vedigar actually in the Golf Porsche just slip past another car. I think it was actually Nick Backendo, and yeah, just, you know, like if you're on your flyer, tough stuff to get tangled up. Not so much tangled up, but just, you know, like in the mix with the other cars. So these guys are always looking for a little bit of clean air. And not always easy to find when you've got 25 odd cars on the track or more. So as we see that Golf Porsche nighttime round tonight, people, it's enduro time. Look at the exhaust glowing on that Porsche of Ashley Vedigar.
I'm going to see plenty of sparks too, Davo, as they ride over some of those longer curbs. So great for the viewers to see that.
Great, absolutely.
Actually, as a driver too, watching those sparks in front of you, it looks fantastic. It really adds to a bit of realism there.
Good immersion. We'll just pop on the Maxwell Hawkins cars. He throws plenty of sparks out of the back. I think he is in one of the Lexi. We got a side-by-side race down the straight in qualifying. Maxwell, little wide. Brakes are glowing.
Steve Crosland there with Max, so yeah, they're really hustling for position there in the earlier stages.
Hustling is the right word.
Not ideal. It's not what you want to be doing in a qualifying session.
Probably not, but we like just in saying, notice that Steve has actually popped himself up on the top of the leaderboard at the moment with Josh Vedigar behind Nick Backendo.
9 for Crosby.
We got like 40 seconds to go, guys. Steve Wilton in 4th, Brad Robinson in 5th, So this Brad Robson in 5th in the pits. So
in the pits, yes, banked a good
Okay.
time there, a solid 1:56.6. So good time from Brad there.
So the boys still have to complete their final laps, I suppose, and we will see this possibly change radically through the
Well, we do know
midfield.
yes, at the end of the qualifying sessions, generally it does ramp up at the end. Some guys opting to stay out a little bit, you know, to leave it to the end and get a flying lap in, avoid the traffic and get the job done. But at the moment, you said Crosby is at the top of the tree, followed by Josh, Nick McIndoe, Steve Wilton, Brad Robinson, Glenn Dewar in 6th, Jake McKellar down in 7th, our double race winner, struggling. Like these, actually forgot to mention these guys, first, second, and third are carrying a bit of ballast. We'll call it success ballast for their for their successes. So Jake carrying an extra 30 kilos on that Toyota taxi. And Luke Crompton carrying 25 kilos in the Bentley, and Nick McIndoe carrying 20 kilos on the BMW. So, you know, out of them, I'm looking Nick the best of the guys with the BOP at the moment. So, not sure if it's at my end or at Davo's end there, but I've just not hearing you, Davo. Might be a bit of a technical issue going on there. However, it looks like the qualifying session is over. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks like the guys have all about completed their laps. A few of them still out on a hot lap. Watch Farmer. He's out there still showing on track. But looking like most of these guys have given it away. But provisional pole at this stage of 1:55.7, which is a really outstanding time, actually.
Yeah, fantastic, actually, from Steve Crossland, and great work from Glenno there.
Put it on that front row at the moment too.
Yeah, definitely. I noticed, I think the sister car of Luke Crompton, probably carrying a little bit of weight though.
Suffering.
Yeah, it's suffered and is down in 10th position, but Josh, again, we did mention him earlier, the only Ferrari in the field, done really well.
No surprises to see him up there too, Davo.
No, not at all. Nick McIndoe in 4th in the BMW, Snake in 5th, Steve Wilton in 6th, Brad Robinson in 7th, Gunther Rowe in 8th, Ashley Vett in 9th, Luke Crompton in the two-tone. It's two-tone, like one side's white, one side's red. Bentley in 10th position.
Yeah, the list goes on, doesn't it, Davo?
It does.
Further down the tree there, Steve Milling in the Lexus in 11th, Nick Davidson, good to see him back. 12th, Craig Stoneley, 13th, Pete FC, 14th, Aaron Emright in the BMW, 15th, Mark Mudray, so in a Porsche there, lovely car, 16th, Mule, and 17th, Maxwell Hawkins down a bit further than I would expect there, and 18th, Bear Grylls, good to see him.
Awesome
there.
work, Bear.
And 19th, Matt King, 20th. Then the tree keeps going down to B-Dog, and 21st, Warren Powell, 22nd, Bobby Laycock, and 23rd, Vaughan. Welcome to an Enduro at Asrnz, and 24th, and Kenny rounding out the back end there in the 68, Bentley in 25th. So this is going to be a fantastic start.
It is. The field looks spectacular already, JB. So look at this. It's amazing. And look at all the rubber on the road.
I know.
Really?
If you're starting on that right-hand side, I don't know if I'd want to be down on that, starting on that side.
Hell no.
So, yeah.
Stay to the left, guys. Right hand side's messy.
Now, what do we know about Nurburgring? Turn 1 leads from a great straight down into a hairpin right, where the cars are really going to crowd up on each other there, and probably one of the best passing spots, but also one to watch start over. We don't see anybody.
Yeah, and it's not just the first lap, it's probably the first few laps as the guys equalise and try and find their place in the lineup. But as the boys roll out, so full lap here, gives them a little bit of a chance to warm up, tyres, brakes, whatever, but it also gives us a little bit of a chance to just thank our sponsors, of course, number one, ABC Tech, for all our servers and basically getting Asrnz online 24/7, and without them you wouldn't have found us. All these guys wouldn't have found us. So thank you very much, ABC Tech. Obviously, again, thank you to everybody watching Twitch tonight. And if you're not watching live, to all the boys that are watching us later on, I know a lot of the drivers watch after the fact. Number 2, Zero Vision. Again, all technical support wherever required. Zero Vision is there again for Asrnz, and Davo and JB just to help out. And finally, our major sponsor, which is SJS. Once again, SJS has been sponsoring all racing Asrnz wise for the past couple of years, as we see the boys, and thank you SJS, mind you, but we just see the boys coming up to Schumacher S's, actually. Yeah, very fast part of the track. And yeah, it looks like a bit of a procession at the moment. Like there's a funeral or something going on, but yeah, there's yeah, very fast part of the track. This is going to be an interesting track to drive. Look, I'm a big fan of this track. I really love it. I don't think I'd like to drive it at night though, JB. It's just, I don't think it'd be my cup of tea.
Yeah, look, so, it is definitely tricky any nighttime driving at the best. So another thing we notice with this Nurburgring circuit is it's actually got a lot of braking markers that tend to get wiped out by cars that seem to go off the track. So if you're relying on a 100-metre board or a 50-metre board or a whatever,
yeah, don't. Just don't.
Don't, because it potentially won't be there the next lap round.
Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so the boys getting, look, really formed up early, JB, as they come through the chicane.
Yep. This is going to be a spectacular nighttime start as they come into that final complex there. Wow.
Here we go, Helicam, we're back.
To play out.
Oh, you
lots of
know
strategy
it.
to unfold. Compulsory pit stop. They don't need to take tyres. They don't have to. They can last a distance on tyres. However, it will take a lot, about 30 seconds extra.
Oh, strategy's going to be awesome. This is round 2, Asrnz 2022 GT3 season. Let's go racing. Watch turn 1. Here we go. Oh, nice.
Look at them already 3 wide, bumper to bumper, 4 wide even down at that turn 1.
Yeah, nice tidy stuff though from all the boys actually.
Back further, it looks like most of the field have got through, Davo.
Yeah, very technical. Like even by yourself, isn't it? Very technical series of corners, a complex of corners here.
And it is, have to look at this as they come to the Mercedes arena, like they're still side by side.
Side by side. Oh, as they just start to even out.
Oh my goodness, the cars, some of them having to take evasive action as the cars will group up. But we see a sprinting car.
Oh, we see it. That's actually Luke Copland's car. He's gathered it back together. Again, 2 wide, down into the hairpin.
Lucky enough not to go right around, Davo.
Yeah, Copland got it together. Nice work from Coppo.
you know, a lot of these cars could be fueled very heavily, so a lot of different strategies
sure.
like we made mention to. So this is going to catch a few drivers out because that original pace that they had in qualifying, this is a completely different car.
It's just not there, is it?
Yeah, so you know.
So nice work, actually, all the way through the field there. I'll just get the boys in the heli there to just back through, but we've had a very tidy start to this race. Very difficult circuit to do it. Just that first turn, like you mentioned, JB, that whole Mercedes complex of corners there early on is very difficult by yourself, and in solid traffic even harder. We'll have to pop up the front here and just have a quick look at what's going on.
Because what I can tell you is Steve Crosland's got off to a great commanding start.
He has.
He's just maintaining a nice gap with Dewar going with him, with a gap under 1 second there, followed by the quick Josh Vediger in that Ferrari. He will keep those boys on their toes.
You know it. You know. Nick McIndoe.
You don't even need to look further back.
No.
Nick's
because he's right there.
And Jake, you know, double winner from last round. So that top 6 is full of exceptionally talented drivers.
And obviously we know that's why they're there. Just look at Brad Robertson. Little battle going on here between Brad Robertson and Gunther Rowe. These guys are side by side. They have been for the last 2 corners. This is tight. Brad qualified really well, but as did Gunther. And I think that's a change of position there.
It is, and look, Brad just, you know, look, maybe good bit of smarts there, just not engaging straight away this early in this long race, and that's sensible, you know, and this is the thing, David, you don't want to get caught up in
as we just see.
Oh my gosh, he's just picked up the inside right to the Schumacher S's there, hasn't he? I just caught that with you too. And
let's have a quick look back at that.
Just as we're talking up, Brad, he picks up that inside right.
Oh, so easy to do though, isn't it?
Schumacher S's, and again, you know, these cars, like we said, will be behaving so differently with the fuel load.
Yes.
So as you tip it into those corners and then you go through that change of direction, that car's going to want to wallow around a bit more than it had been as an agile qualifying car. So
yeah, unfortunate there for Bradley.
Yeah. But look, he hasn't spun out completely. He's just lost
he hasn't.
So he can just carry on, you know, and learn from that mistake, and he'll be better for that.
As we'd like to think so. The camera guy's just picking up quickly after that replay there. JB, Craig Stonley, Ashley Bediger battle. Now, these two, I think there's like Ash in a Porsche. There's a couple of Porsches in the series. I think only one Mercedes. I think he's a little bit of a black sheep as well, a little bit like Josh Bediger. Only one car in the series. So, nice work from Craig Stonley. Small penalty last week too. Actually dropped him back a position. I think it was in the finishing status. Was it, John? We were talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's correct. So that was through an overlap at the start procedure.
Yep.
So which is a bit of a no-no there. Is not to start ahead and get the car you've qualified it behind. So he's been taken back one position for
easily done
mistake. So that'll hopefully there's no overlapping in that other one, but
no, it actually looked pretty clean.
Promote Maxwell to that third,
so for sure. Just quick eyes on Mark Mudgeway, Maxwell Hawkins, Brad Robinson, Pete Apsey. I think it is battle. This is going on. It's hot.
Yes, a bit of a gap from Mudgeway to the back of Davidson there, but everyone certainly. Who's that? We've got Maxwell.
Well, that's Maxwell right behind him.
Tight on Mudgey, so he'll be looking to try and clear that Porsche as soon as he can at some point. It's one thing you don't like to do is know that you're faster than the car in front and you just can't find that speed to just get past him, and you can just see the leading cars just disappear.
Driving away.
Yeah. And the time you can never get back.
As we see, the grunt of that Porsche actually just pulls away a little bit from Max, but we might just quickly focus back on, let's get back a little bit to Brendan Rolfe, JB, who has Steve Melling, I think.
It is that? Yeah, Steve Milling has gone back
actually
a few spots here, but Brendan's stepping aside. I don't know if he's just gifted that position to
maybe
Steve
there was a little bit of an altercation between those two.
And I was going to say that Aston of Brendan's looking pretty sharp actually. I like that yellow look there.
Yeah, looking nice, no damage too, which is always a bonus. We'll just flick, we got to flick back up the top here, guys. Sorry, Josh Rediger, Nick Backendo, Nick piling all sorts of pressure on the back of the Ferrari as we see Steve Wilton off in the background. Oh, nearly gets cleaned up by Ashley Rediger.
Oh, what's happened there, Dave?
Crazy stuff.
Do we have to have a 30-second there?
We've got to do that right away.
Pit window is opening.
Pit window is open. Just focusing on the Steve Wilton car. Comes down.
He's come again, the Schumacher S's. Look at that. It just
car right off.
The inside there, and it's unsettled the car, and like
Ashley comes round. Wow. Totally misses the apex and shoots behind.
And a really tricky spot, Dave, at a rejoin there too, because it's at such a fast part of the track.
Oh, scary. That's frightening to watch.
Palmer actually doing the right thing there and just staying mobile, staying stationary.
Staying stationary,
making
yep.
sure, that track's...
He's not a moving target.
Pull out and actually backing up there to allow a bit more room for those cars coming through. But,
scary
costly
stuff.
Costly era.
Very fast section of the track. We'll flick back. So that has gained, a few of the boys just have gained a position there. Two of them is, what have we got? Gunther Rowe here with Jake McKellar right behind. So both in Lexi. They're on it. These guys have been battling for the last couple of laps already, and just shot past the Wilton car. They will be wanting to get a gain because this is getting close to the podium. So we'll just pop back and just see where Ashley Rediger landed in all that. Geez, that would have been a...
He actually hasn't come out too bad. He's taken the long way around to avoid the accident. He would have scrubbed off a bit of speed out there, but like he saved himself a huge accident.
Didn't he?
He's actually still inside the 10, so...
so that's up out through the Schumacher S's. Actually, originally I thought it was down the back there at, what is it, what's that last bloody series of corners there?
It looks like what's happening.
NGK. I thought it was at NGK, but it's actually up at Schumacher there. And that is even faster. So that's even scarier. But yeah, Ashley has survived pretty well, but now he does have Mudgee, like, really clearly in his mirrors. So Mudgee's obviously found a little bit of grip out of that port.
Yeah, now these pressures will start to normalise a little bit more. The track is optimum. We've got 18 degrees temperature, so it's not a cold night here at Nurburgring. And we do know the famous racetrack Nurburgring in Germany. This is a shorter part of the Nordschleife track, which is a very, very famous track. So
yeah, there's the Formula One part of the circuit as we just see Ash let Mudgee pass. But yeah, Dice, proper Formula One track, this, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's right. And we know Max Verstappen still holds the lap record round here on 1 minute 28.1. So these guys doing 1 minute 56s, so good 30 seconds quicker. The Formula One cars are going around this track than these GT3 cars.
It's nothing.
Nothing. See Steve Crosland at the front, just extending his lead there a little bit, 2 seconds ahead of Dewar. Josh hanging on the back there, Mickendo in fourth, 1.7 seconds behind, so still in sight there. Gunter and Jake making good ground in the Lexus. Jake, the first of the, Jake's carrying the 30 kilo ballast, so that's good to see. Nick actually up in fourth with that
definitely
20 kilos.
20 kg,
yeah. So rounding out that top 10, we've got Craig Stoneley in 7th, Mark Mudgeway in 8th, Ashley Vediger, just like you mentioned, dropping back a spot there to Mudgeway. Nick Davison solid in the 10, and Maxwell Hawkins, after a poor qualifying, has moved himself ever closer to the back of Nick Davidson there in 11th spot. There's a big gaggle of cars there, isn't there, from the Mudgeway car all the way down the straight.
Definitely. Yes, the camera guy's just picked up on Mike King. I think he's having a bit of a battle with Steve Melling. These guys going harder.
Side by side, and Mike just letting Steve-O just past the inside there.
Steve taking
missing his apex.
he did a little, so. But he can be forgiven for that.
I've got to say, those Castrol sponsored rims that he does run, they really stand out at night, don't they?
Yeah, well, out of all the Lexi, I think that is the one that does definitely stand out to us anyway, so nice work from Stephen. Let's have a look out of the front of Pete Apsey's car actually as they come down the hairpin. This track in car at night is it's pretty epic.
Oh, there's so much going on. Like your dash is lit up. The red lights bouncing. There's sparks everywhere, Davo. There's, the brake lights. Actually, this is the only benefit to actually sometimes driving at night time is you can actually pick up on the brake lights of the car in front.
Yeah.
Some of the cars, it is a little bit tricky to see.
They can
when they're braking.
Yeah. During the day. Yeah.
During the day. Yeah. So maybe some of these boards that you see as they go past those boards there, they're the ones that tend to get wiped out a lot. Maybe if you're behind a car, rely a little bit on their brake lights.
On their brake lights, fair enough.
Help you pull up.
So nice stuff there. Look, we're winding down to, an hour to go?
Yep,
this is an enduro.
It's gone pretty quick.
It has, and
so this race
pit
starts
window
at
open.
10 p.m. So that's gonna run late into, towards the midnight stage. So yes, double points up for grabs tonight as well, Davo. So being the double length round, they got 40 for the win last time in the sprint race. So 80 points up for grabs for your win here. So of all the enduros, we've got 5 sprint rounds, 5 enduros. Going to be great to see how this plays out with strategy, Davo.
Oh, definitely. Throughout the series as well as throughout the race tonight, we've got all sorts of strategy theories, haven't we, JB, already? Given the the regs on it, there's literally these guys have just got to put a drop of fuel in these cars to clear their CPS. However, will their tyres last? Do you stop for tyres? So, anything could happen.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that the tyre's going to last the distance here, Davo, quite easily. I'd say it'll maybe drop off a bit. I'd say the fuel load, depending on the fuel burn on some of these cars, they may be able to make the full distance. I mean, look, they're going to have to stop anyway and put some fuel in as part of that pit stop.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But, I mean, look, if you just got to grab a couple of litres to get home, and a few more laps worth, it's not going to cost you a lot of time opposed to taking on a fresh set of tyres, which will take up to about 30 seconds. So some of these guys may opt to run as long as they can, just splash that little bit of fuel and get home. Others might go a little bit, do the same strategy, but stop earlier.
Oh, okay.
Burn off a little bit of that fuel, grab a little bit of fuel to make sure they can get home, and not change the tyres as well, and just carry on. Others might opt for the traditional fast, which is half a tank, so your car's quite a bit lighter, and pay the price for a new set of tyres. You've got to carry, because you've got to fuel up so much more. They might as well get some more tyres, so they're going to be quicker overall in lap speed, but pay the price for the longer stop. So I can't wait to see who's going to do
so many variables, isn't it?
Look, I love strategy. I think the fastest race car would be the 50-50, but I love the alternate strategy. Depending on where you are in traffic, I'd love to pull yourself out of traffic early and get your stop done, and then just drive to the end. That's what I think I'd do.
But you included would be thinking all the time about it, wouldn't you? Depending on what position you have on track. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
If you just look at Pete Apsey, out of the back of Apsey's car, Wilton looking to get back a few positions after a little bit of a slip up through the Schumacher SS there. Very tight through NTK. Down to the far corner.
Farmer is so close, isn't he?
Very close.
Looking for a good run here, Farmer will be.
And he's way off it.
But that power of that Toyota though is, we know it really can get off that corner pretty good, and it's no slouch in a straight line too, plenty of horsepower, but Farmer staying with him though.
He is.
This is on up here. These cars.
It's a good little battle, this one going on here at the moment.
I can't help but think Carlo is just holding these guys up a little, which is causing them to bunch up a bit. So I'd expect position change soon from the cars.
And I think that is, as that bunches up there, I think that is actually Melling's car that's just come into the background shot there as well, JB. So that's one to watch as well, because Melling's going to come down and join that battle.
This, you're right.
Oh, absolutely. That will be a carrot in front of him as they run down into the hairpin. What do you got going?
I'm just picking up, Davo, that in 25th place, our new guy Vaughan and Martin in the Porsche has actually cleared and completed his compulsory pit stop. He's got a green box next to his name. So
okay, there you go.
So we know the pit window is open.
Yep.
So whether this is the first part of a strategy playing out, or maybe he's picked up a bit of damage and been forced to go in and do some repairs or something, because he does seem to be a little way back, but.
Interesting to see how that plays out, and he have the.
I would say he does, yes.
Okay, well there you go. So that's definitely one to watch.
However, the car will be heavy, heavy as anything. Yeah. So looking at some of the lap times that are coming through here, Steve Crossan already the quickest car on track with the 1:55.8. So he's the only driver in the 1:55s, Davo. Glenn Dewar in second, his best time at 1:56.2. So if I look back to their last lap times that they've done, they're both trading the same last lap on the 1:57.
Okay. That's interesting to know.
So actually the quickest guy in the line, no surprises here, Josh Vedeke. So he'll be starting to eye up Glenn, I would imagine.
Is definitely no slouch, man. You know, I mean, the times are showing it, but you know, over the race distance, you know, that'll be a solid race car.
And you don't need to cast your eye much further back behind Josh, but to see Nick McIndoe also just train. He's going with Josh. He's holding identical lap times.
Yep.
And these two, they'll just
work together.
They'll just keep that pressure on Glenn and
please.
I'd be surprised if these cars bunch up a little bit later on, but Crosby really stretching his legs. That battle back behind Mickindo, though, between Gunter and Jake Davo is on.
Yeah, so that little bunch of cars never really separated. So Gunther and McKellar continue on. Actually the bunch of cars I was thinking about was the Mule Upsy Milling battle.
Yes.
I think as we see that, as that has panned out, while Wilton has actually snuck past.
Yes, he has.
And is on a mesh. Just timing is showing Craig stuck. So let's just get back there. And
yes, and look how close actually Mudgee is to the back of Craig Stoner. You're right, Davo. He is all over the back of that number 5 of Craig Stoney's Mercedes.
he is.
We know through the practice sessions they had with Mudgee, that Porsche was really, really good through this section here.
And Stoney no slap either, JB.
No, we know he made it originally to that podium in that sprint race. So, but untidy there from Mudgee, losing a bit of ground.
Almost had a little bit of aero wash there off the back of the
And these guys carrying all sorts of different traction controls as well, Davo, that they were playing with throughout the race, either through their, and also the ABSs and that. They've got control over all these little bits and pieces that the cars have as aids to help them deliver the power.
Definitely back. JB.
Yes, certainly does.
A little bit of coaching from Maxwell, I think, from yourself. Is that lately?
Yes, I've been helping out Maxwell through a bit of his journey.
Keep that door shut when they go out.
And he's doing a fantastic job sitting 5th in the championship after that first round. So
getting a little bit loose. Oh, that's it.
Not too far behind Hawkins was Steve Wilton, so he will make ground on these guys too, because we know Farmer's no slouch, and he'll up his game for sure. Now we've missed something, Davo. Oh no, we haven't. Sorry, but what we are seeing is Nick Mickindo is reining in Josh. That gap is closing. So that car of Mickindo's really working well. Definitely quicker over the last lap at 156.8 place Josh's 157 flat. So
yeah, well that's showing it right there. Is that time? That's some gains there. It'd be interesting to see what the next couple are like. But that Ferrari is a nice goal for Mickindo. Oh, he just gets a little bit wriggly on the inside curve there, but yeah, he'll be heading towards the back of that thing, won't he, JB? That's where he wants to be. He wants to be past that Ferrari and put that BMW onto the podium.
Now, just want to point out also that battle we saw with Craig Stoney, Davo, and Mark Mudgee all over him. Who's ranged up on the back of Mark Mudgee now in another Porsche, Ashley Vertiger, that great Golf-inspired livery. And in fact, it looks like that gap has swung back in favour to Ashley now. Over that last lap, Ashley showing actually the best pace of the car of Mark Mudgee and Craig Stoney at 157.5.
Yep.
He's a good half second quicker, even more than Mudgee and Stoney. So Ashley, one to watch here.
Yeah, definitely putting the at the right time, in the right position, all are in the top 10 at the moment. Ashley in 9th.
Now we see Steve Milling just completed his pit stop. Davo.
So
we see Steve-O's just exited the pits, completing his pit stop there. So he looks like he's on that. Yeah, 47 to go. Yeah, not quite the 50-50 strategy, but definitely taking himself maybe out of traffic, getting that stop over and done, and he's come out in clear air too, so that's always a good thing. But just the dangerous thing that actually has happened to Steve-O now, though, now that I'm seeing it on track, is the leading car of Steve Crosland in 43 is not that far behind Steve-O, and something as you don't want to see as a driver is blue flags. So will be that Steve-O's completed his lap, his pit stop. He's going to come in very close to going a lap down here, and
very conscious of that, won't he? And we know the pace of Crossland. He'll be on the back of that car, but it won't take long, and Melling will start. It can so put you off your game, can't it?
Yeah, it can. Now, if I talk about Steve Melling's best lap time as a 1 minute 57.3, plays Crosby's best time of a 1 minute 55.8, it's over a second and a half a lap. So that gap will close up for sure.
Very
the only
quickly.
thing that will happen is Crosby does have to complete his pit anyway, so
as well.
Yes. So he will disappear.
But in the meantime, with that blue flag. So until Crossland decides to come in, we will pop back to this Stoneley mark, Mudgeway, Ashley Rediger battle, and it is on for this is 7th and 9th.
Yeah, and Stoney's actually just taken to the pits, the old Davo.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
So one thing that these guys would have learned from that sprint round is using that manual pit lane limiter, get down to that 50k speed limit, getting that engaged, hitting your marks. And we saw a lot of guys getting caught out with stop-goes, drive-throughs, you name it, through pit infringements. So
let's have just a quick look at Stoneley rolling for top loud. I'm going to step away from the mic for 1 minute.
Yeah, so Craig will be looking at a quick stop. He's sitting there for longer than what would be a splash and dash, so looks like he will be taking on a fresh set of tyres and a hefty amount of fuel. While that pit stop is being done by Craig Stoney, I'll just let the viewers know about the car of Steve Wilson and the number 74. He has made the gains on the back of Peter Aspey, Nick Davidson, Maxwell Hawkins, and actually cleared those 3 set of cars. And after we saw that blue that he had here earlier, he's actually come out and made ground again. In fact, only exiting the pits now, right with the new guy Vaughan. So good stop there. Well, no, it wasn't a good stop actually. He's received a drive-through.
Oh no!
Just as we've seen it, the timing has come clear. He has completed the stop, but he has received a drive-through for whatever reason. And also,
that's a shame.
Down the tree, I'm noticing someone else with the drive-through next to their name. Also, I'm not sure who that could be.
So yeah, unfortunate there for Stoneley in the Merc, in a good position in the race, and we did talk about this before the season start. These, enforced pit limit buttons, mate. They've just got to get their heads around it, don't they, mate?
They do. Look, I think
it's a thing. You've got to do it.
The thing. You've got to practice those stops. And they're the ones that just cost you. You can have all the speed, but these little 1%ers, they will trip you up.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about Crosby getting closer to Steve Milling. That gap is still.
Okay, we'll pop up and we'll just look out of the front of Crossland's car. It'll be interesting to see how. Let's just watch, how Crossy rolls here for a lap or so. He's coming down the back straight. He's, a good couple of 100 metres back from Melling's car, but we know, like you mentioned the difference in the lap times. Just watch Crossland here. He's coming around the final corner. See another into the pits there. Who's that?
The 96 of Aaron Enright, I think.
Okay.
Going into the pits here.
So as we just stay focused in a cockpit of Oh, we see another car come out.
And Crossing really late on the right.
Very deep. Oh, he's got a car inside. He's got a car inside.
Side by side with a car. I'm not sure if he.
That's Stoneley. That's Stoneley in the Merc.
So this is a battle Crossy doesn't want to really be involved with. Because,
No, because Stoney would only be doing his drive-through, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he's actually out of position here, so and he will be getting blue flags